Welcome, pilots! This video is part of my guide detailing every high-security combat site. While I normally fly an Ishgir, for Blood Raider sites I've instead chosen to fly another assault frigate called the Jaguar. This ship is reasonably well suited for this site, and its escalation following the Blood. Combat signatures appear in your probe scanner window, and you must scan them down with probes before you can warp to them. Some combat signatures do not have a DED difficulty rating, and instead have a chance of escalating to a short story-based expedition. The Blood Lookout is a combat signature found in all systems with a security status of 0.8 and lower throughout the western regions of Amarr space. This includes Aridia, Genesis, the Bleak Lands, Kador, Kor-Azor, and Khanid. This site has a potential for either a faction spawn or an escalation, either of which may lead to high-value loot drops. I was quite surprised to discover that the Blood Lookout does not seem to have gate restrictions, as it apparently allows even battleships to enter. You will land directly on an acceleration gate, which you must activate to enter the first room of the site. The first room has 4 groups of Blood Raider NPCs. The first group is below and to the right, near a Blood Raider control center, consisting of 3 destroyers. The second group is a little below, near a pair of radio telescopes, consisting of 4 frigates. The third group is ahead near the acceleration gate, consisting of 4 frigates. The fourth group is a ways ahead near a light missile battery, consisting of 5 NPCs flying destroyers or cruisers. The control center appears as a deadspace structure on the overview, but does not seem to be involved in completing the site or triggering any special spawn. The acceleration gate to the next room is locked, requiring that all NPCs in the area be destroyed. Heuristic analysis of this location indicates that destroying the Blood Raider bunker would greatly improve your odds of uncovering further illicit activity. In the second room, there are 3 groups of Blood Raider NPCs. The first group is off to the right, near an asteroid colony, consisting of 3 frigates and 3 destroyers. The second group is ahead near a bunker between 2 solar harvesters, consisting of up to 3 frigates, 2 destroyers, and 2 cruisers. The third group is way ahead behind an elemental base, near a defunct Stargate, consisting of 3 frigates. You can actually ignore the majority of the Blood Raider NPCs, and instead make a beeline for the bunker near the second group. Destroying the destroyers and cruisers in this group spawns the Commander Wave, consisting of up to 4 frigates and 3 destroyers. If you're lucky, a Dark Blood frigate will spawn with them. The Dark Blood NPC will always drop a Dark Blood copper tag and a single blood small crystal. If you're even more lucky, it may also drop a Dark Blood module, or a mid-grade amulet or talisman implant. Destroying the bunker has a chance of triggering the escalation named Following the Blood. Without you noticing, a small group of the Blood ships slipped away at the beginning of the fight. Luckily, your radar systems have picked up a trace leading to this location. As with all unrated expeditions, Following the Blood will have you travel through up to 4 encounters. Each encounter may either continue to escalate or come to an end. Escalations will appear on the Exploration tab of the Agency window. In the first encounter of the Following the Blood expedition, you'll land near a pair of drug labs, each guarded by its own group of Blood Raider NPCs. Each group consists of 4 or 5 frigates. If you're lucky, one of the frigates in the nearby group will be a Dark Blood NPC. This, and any other Dark Blood NPC in future Following the Blood encounters, may drop a Dark Blood module, or a mid-grade amulet or talisman implant. Destroying the Dark Blood frigate, or in its absence all the NPCs, has a chance of escalating to the second encounter of the Following the Blood expedition. You've destroyed the pirate threat. Your sensors have recorded coordinates from one of the frigate wreckages. In the second encounter of the expedition, you'll land next to a large station ruins guarded by a group of Blood Raider NPCs. This group consists of up to 4 frigates and 4 cruisers. If you're lucky, one of the frigates will be a Dark Blood NPC. Destroying the Dark Blood frigate, or in its absence all the NPCs, has a chance of escalating to the third encounter of the Following the Blood expedition. As expected, the Blood tried to stop you. The fierceness of the ambush was great, even for Blood fighters. And you wonder why they didn't just try to escape in the vastness of space. Perhaps they are hiding something. After your systems have analyzed transmissions between the Blood ships during the fight, they come up with a location. In the third encounter of the expedition, you'll land near a twisted rock formation. The area will be eerily empty of NPCs, but a single Arcanor asteroid is nearby. To complete this encounter, you'll need some way of mining the asteroid. It turns out mining drones are good enough. A little over 3 minutes after you start to mine the Arcanor, a group of up to 9 Blood Raider NPCs will ambush you. This group consists of 4 elite frigates and 4 destroyers. If you're lucky, a Dark Blood NPC flying a frigate will be among them. Destroying the Dark Blood frigate, or in its absence all the NPCs, has a chance of escalating to the 4th and final encounter of the Following the Blood expedition. As weird as it was, finding this shiny rock here in the middle of nowhere, it is a bit more understandable now, knowing it was only a sadistic trap laid out by the Blood. Luckily, you were well prepared and handled the threat with ease. One of the destroyed ships even revealed coordinates to a large Blood Raider base. In the final encounter, you will land directly on an acceleration gate, which you must activate to enter the first room of the site. In the first room, you'll land on top of a monument, with an acceleration gate to the second room a ways ahead. The monument is guarded by a group of 6 Blood Raider NPCs, consisting of 3 frigates and 3 cruisers. In the second room, you'll land on top of a snake-shaped asteroid. Off to your right is a cathedral and 3 groups of a total of 10 Blood Raider NPCs ranging from frigates to cruisers. The cathedral is guarded by the Corpii monk flying a corvette. Destroying the Corpii monk will prompt the closing message of the expedition. Even though you are not too well versed in the twisted ways of the Blood Raiders, you think it is a bit strange to find one of their cathedrals floating out here, completely in the middle of nowhere. But whatever its purpose was, it is irrelevant now. It isn't here anymore. The Corpii monk may drop 1 or more Corpii A-Type deadspace modules, or a blueprint copy for a crewer. You'll have to decide for yourself whether it's worth risking travel through low-security space to run the final encounter. Other players will have to use combat probes to find you, and you'll be behind an acceleration gate once you're in the site. This should give you plenty of warning in the case that someone is hunting you, which did actually happen to me during one of my playthroughs. A ship like the Jaguar, fit with light missiles, will run the Blood Lookout site in about 7 to 8 minutes. For younger Amarr pilots, a Kor-Azor fit with beam lasers will do well enough to complete the site. Because the entry gate has no restrictions, ships ranging from tactical destroyers to pirate faction cruisers or heavy assault cruisers can all run this site efficiently. I would consider assault frigates like the Jaguar to be quite suitable for this site, and most of the Following the Blood escalation. The need to be able to mine in the third encounter can make the Following the Blood expedition a little awkward to run if your ship doesn't have a large drone bay. In my case, I was carrying around 2 mining drones in my cargo bay that I could swap into my drone bay as the need arose. While recording the footage for this video series, I kept track of the loot drops for 20 Blood Lookout sites. Over this period, 3 of these spawned a Dark Blood pirate, and 4 escalated to the Following the Blood expedition, though I didn't run the 2 of these that spawned in null security space. 2 of the Dark Blood NPCs that spawned in the Blood Lookout site itself dropped something beyond the faction ammo and tag. In both cases, the drop was a mid-grade Talisman implant. The Following the Blood expedition can escalate up to 4 times, and each encounter has a chance of spawning a Dark Blood frigate. A faction spawn is guaranteed if you make it to the final encounter. Through the 2 escalations that I ran, both went through to the final encounter, giving me 8 encounters. All but 1 had a faction spawn, and 5 of them dropped something beyond the faction ammo and tag. My results were somewhat subdued, with the best being a Dark Blood small armor repairer. Stay tuned to Riley Entertainment for more EVE Online combat site guides. In high-security Western Amarr space, you can also probe down other unrated sites like the Blood Hideout, Watch, or Vigil. Note that the Eastern Amarr regions have similar combat sites featuring Sanchez Nation NPCs. Other NPC pirates include Rogue Drones, the Serpentis, Guristas, and Angel Cartel. My journey to host a complete set of combat site video guides began in 2020 with with a similar 13-part series for Serpentis combat sites. I followed this up with similar series for Garistas and Angel Cartel. If you find yourself outside of Amarr space, you can check out those videos right now. If you're curious about fitting assault frigates for combat site exploration, you can check out the gaming section of my website over at RileyEntertainment.com. Thanks for making it to the very end, and smash that like button if you enjoy my content.